Perfect. Okay. Did you already get feedbacks from the economics?
No, unfortunately, no.
Yeah, we'll see. That's no
okay,
problem.
we'll see.
Yeah, no problem. So you ready to go?
Ready.
Oh, that's it.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
How are you?
Very good.
Përshëndetje.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Sirita.
Hello.
Përshëndetje të gjithëve.
Përshëndetje.
We're just gonna wait a minute or two until everybody's here. In the meantime, go to the Spanish channel if you want to listen to Mira's translation. So I think we'll start. Hello, everyone. I hope everybody's fine. Please mute your microphones. And the the Albanian translation is going to be on the Spanish channel, as always. So for today's workshop, we first gonna talk about my script that I've been developing, or that I'm still developing. I just want to show you my process and how I continued developing the script. And then after this, we're gonna have some group work. Tino has set up breakout rooms where each member of each group is going to present their script in order to get feedback from the other peers from the group, and also it's important to exchange ideas, and so everybody can take away something out of the groups. Then we'll have a little coffee break, and then we'd like to introduce you a tool that I've also used to develop my e-learning module. We will show you the most important steps and also where to sign up, because they have a free version to try. I think it's 1 month of free version. but you can basically sign up as many times as you want with different email addresses. We've also tested with Orland how to export such a module and import it into Moodle, and this seems to work fine, but we'll talk about this at the end. Okay, so let's just dive in. So you remember this is how I started my script the first time, following the VIPA structure. And now I'm going to switch to my Word file. Okay, so this is how it looks right now. It's mostly more text on it. But what I did here, the first time I mentioned that I want a video with that just catches the eye of the learner, and I want a video where I speak over it. So I want to have a voiceover over the video. So I always start with the voiceover text when I know I need a video. And it's only after I have written the voiceover text that I go either look for images or even look for a video that already exists. But so I wrote this. I'm gonna have to produce this video. I haven't done it yet. Then here, not much has changed. I left those two sections unchanged. And here I started to develop the topic. And you can see here, I added some more illustrations that I just sketched out. And blah, 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 continuing, sketching out. And here I mentioned, because I know I want to work somehow with memory cards. One group in the coaching session also use memory cards, so I think it's a really fun method to learn. So I want to use memory cards and show in the front, voltage and what unit is used to describe voltage, and then on the back I'm going to have those images to visualize like what it means, like where is voltage, where is current, and where is resistance. And then I added some more questions here. So I created this new question, and this one too. And especially this one, it might be depending. I realized that with what I have added here in my main content now, they probably won't be able to solve this issue. But yeah, I'll get back to those issues when developing your script just in a second. But first, in my process, I always think about when could I use some sort of visualization to help the learner visualize the content. And I've already mentioned last time I wanted to work somewhat with water and fountain, but then realized the fountain is maybe not the right thing. So I came up with this solution, which is basically a water circuit. And I want to show that water flows in this pretty much the same way as electrical current flows. So flowing means movement. So I figured, I probably have to animate something to make it look nice. And what I did, I'm going to jump back into my PowerPoint. So what I did, I created a simple GIF animation out of two illustrations. You can see them here. If I click on start, the water is flowing and it shows the direction of the current. And from this, I will develop the topic of electric currents. But just I want to use this comparison to water throughout my whole module as an idea. Now, I briefly want to show you how I created a GIF, because some of you might not or might think it's difficult, but I will show you how I did this. So there are several ways of how you can create an animated GIF. Either you can do it directly in PowerPoint, but I think the easiest solution is actually using a website that is called easygif.com. We will share this link with all of you. It's going to be in the presentation, of course. And then what you need to do, you just need to prepare the files that you want to use for your animation. So I have prepared my sketches. I just need to look. Okay, this is one. So basically, my animation is made out of two sketches. Oh, so pick them all. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. I'm wrong here. Yeah, you have to pick the GIF maker up here to create a GIF. So now I can choose my two files. Upload and make a GIF. And now you see my two files, and here I can, change timing and stuff, and there are all sorts of options you can use. If you want to have the animation play faster, you can change this value, but I usually just leave it as it is. And then I just click make a GIF, and there you have it. And then you can download it by clicking the save button. And then you can either use it in a PowerPoint presentation or wherever you want to use it. So it's very simple way to create a simple animation. And you most of the time, you don't have to draw a lot. I basically draw one image, added the arrows, and then copied this image and displaced the arrows a little bit so it looks like the arrows are moving. So it's really easy, and it's it's fun. It's fun to look at it. So I'm gonna go back to PowerPoint. Okay, so what I realize when I'm writing a script, this is I wrote down some important points that I think are important when you write the script. Last time I've already gave you ones that was more like formal things, use short sentences and stuff. Here it's more things that are needed to complete the script. So when I write the script, most of the time you're going to write some text, write content, and as I always also sketch out things. When I come to a point in my text where I know, oh, this is where I want to place an image, I always make a reference and use a different color in your script just to show, hey, this is where I want to have an image displayed, or but just try to think also visually when you write your text. When do you want to have your text displayed? If you feel like you want to use a video where you want to have your voice speaking, always start by writing the text that you want to say. It's very time consuming to find a video that says what you want to say. So most of the time, it's probably easier if you write the text you want to say, and then see if you can find a video that has the images that you need, or just use photos to visualize what you want to say and create the voiceover. We showed you a tool how to create voiceover in the last session. When you write the script, or at least that happens to me every time, you always you keep developing your content, and you realize that, hey, the structure it doesn't work the way I thought it would work. So I constantly keep on moving blocks around just to make sure that the flow in the script is correct. So now I realized yesterday when I was working on the script, I realized that, there's some parts are missing. I mentioned it before, the question that I probably won't be able to develop because I just forgot about introducing the formula they would need to answer the question. So stuff like that, you will always realize like, I forgot something, or maybe this part should go here. So don't be afraid to just move things around within your script until you feel like, okay, now it's, you know, it's easy to get through. I didn't forget anything. But this is a big part of script writing. It's making sure that you get this red line within your script. If you can, so if you have the possibilities to visualize your module in an authoring tool like the one I'm going to show you today, but there are also other ones, of course. It's always good to, once you have a version that you feel comfortable with, just put it all in there with the illustrations, whatever you have already, just put it in there just to see how it looks once it's in a different form, because it's a big change from going to a script than to a final product. And oftentimes you only see in the tool itself that things work or don't work. And the last point is, you know, I've mentioned it many times, but the use of media is always a good thing, and it can be really easily produced via media or, you know, just sketches. And if you can integrate animations like I just showed you, it's really easily done. And it's very engaging for learners if they have animations that show processes or, you know, the flow like I showed you. So if you can use something like this, please do, or give it a try. So right now we're gonna have a little group work. Tino has prepared breakout rooms, 5 breakout rooms to be exactly, and there's going to be a member of each topic in the breakout room that's going to present their topic, and randomly we're going to put the other people in those rooms, so you won't hear the presentations of all the scripts, but you're just going to be in one room where one script is being presented. I think what we have heard in the entrepreneurship group, Mirela will present. Then for general courses, Rudina will present. For the engineering course, Boisava will present. And the electrotechnical course, Jonida will present. Who is going to be the presenter for the economic class?
You mean entrepreneurship? Oh, Laurie, okay.
Economics, is it Laurie?
Okay.
So somebody of the economic course should present their script.
So Laurie, they're saying Laurie.
Is that Lorella?
Laurie, yeah.
Okay.
Laurie.
Okay, perfect. So the way it's gonna go, you're gonna go in those breakout rooms with your group, and then the presenter has maximum 10 minutes presenting the script, and, you know, follow roughly the structure that we have created in Padlet. So, you know, give an overview of the topic, maybe the learning goals or the learning scenario, like how do you imagine this script is going to be used? Is it a blended learning scenario? And then, you know, go through the script and explain to your peers what you have developed. So for this part, maximum 10 minutes, and then everybody in the group should give feedback and exchange ideas on how you can enrich the script. So the goal here is really to learn from each other. You all have different experiences when it comes to developing e-learning content. So it's it's really it's a chance to learn from each other. That's what I want to do in these groups. So I don't know, Tino, are you?
Yeah,
ready?
just one understanding. Sorry about the name, Lori. Is it Fiorella?
He's
Oh, okay.
Miss Floria.
It's Lori Vega.
Yes.
Lori Vega.
Yeah, I don't have a Lori Becca here on the list. Is Lori Becca here?
Yes, she's here.
And you're
Yes, they say it's there.
Lori Becca? Yeah, exactly. Okay, let me see. Ah, exactly. That would be economics. Okay, we're ready to go. Yeah, if
So
you
yeah, sorry, go ahead, Tino.
just if by chance you're in the same room as your topic already is and you're not the presenter of the topic, you can always come back to the main room and I'll put you in another room. Hopefully it shouldn't be the case, but it's randomly created, so maybe there is. I try to move them around, but don't know if I picked everyone. Sorry, Phil.
Is the assignment for the breakout rooms clear? So we're gonna have a total of 25 minutes. 10 minutes, you as a presenter gonna present your topic and the script to the group. Then you have 15 minutes to give each other feedback and exchange ideas. And then we come back to the main room. Are there any questions?
Perfect.
There's something in the chat.
It's clear, yeah.
It's clear. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Do you need me to translate anything or no? Do you think we
No,
can?
I think
no. Okay.
no, they can. It's fine.
Okay, I'll be listening myself as well.
Okay, I'll start the room, so we'll see each other back in 25 minutes. Sidita, do you want to go somewhere? I kind of, yeah.
You can put me everywhere you like.
Sorry, sorry, I didn't get it.
Yeah, you can put me everywhere you like.
Okay, perfect. Hang on, I'll choose something. Okay, general courses.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Guys, sorry.
Ines,
Tino, sorry.
yeah.
I was invited to the wrong group, I think. I was to the economics.
But are you presenting or no?
No, I'm not presenting. So I was okay to the economics group.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm part of the engineering group.
Yeah, but if you're not presenting, you're gonna give feedback to another topic.
Okay, sorry. Can you send me the invitation,
Yeah.
please?
I'll
Okay,
quickly check. I might have to put it. Try that.
The girls there told me that I was wrong. So.
No. You can.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Unfortunately, I can't put you to the same somehow. I have to put it to another one. How about entrepreneurship?
Okay, very good.
Cool. Okay. See you there.
It's I'm waiting for the invitation. No
You should
invitation.
get a,
In
yeah,
my
you
screen.
should.
No, I can see it.
Can you see it? Perfect.
No, I can't see it yet.
Oh, you can't see it. Oh, you should have.
No, no, hasn't arrived. Ah, okay. Now it's okay. Thanks.
Okay, perfect.
See you later.
Okay, see you
Thanks.
later.
Bye.
See you later.
Ja. Kannst du noch schnell das Teilen wegnehmen, um zu schauen, ist noch jemand da? Sonst... Aha, nicht der
Orland und Emira.
Orlando, okay. Ist ja lustig, man kann jemanden nicht wieder zurück. Das ist wieder gleich. Also quasi...
Komisch.
Ja. Oder ich wusste aber nicht.
Orland, do you want to go in a room?
Da ist stoppen, das Aufnehmen. Hast du nachher?
Einmal rein.
Nein, aufnehmen. Okay, aufnehmen.
Okay.
Close all rooms. Zack, 60 Sekunden.
Dino, is everybody back yet?
They're still coming back now.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey.
I think now everyone is back. Yes.
Oh, Lori.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Welcome back. I hope you know it was good. There were some technical difficulties in at least one group, but I think it got sorted out. So we're gonna have a small coffee break, but before we go to coffee break, we'd like you to fill out this Mentimeter. I will post. Oops, sorry. Oh,
It's in the chat as well. Then.
oh, you posted it. Okay.
The link.
Let's go back here. We'll post the link in the chat. The question is, you know, what kind of inputs did you get? Not only the presenters, but also you as peers. Did you get some inspiration? You can add up to 3 keywords, you know, sentences. So I'd like to see what do you take away from those group sessions. So we can also, you know, save it and then add to the documentation later on. After that, please go have a coffee and we will reconvene at 3 o'clock, a little later, 3:01. Okay. Okay, I think we can continue if everybody's ready. I keep this this poll open, so 9 people have only answered until now, 10, but feel free to answer later on. We will have Mira translate the Albanian words, and then we'll add it also to our documentation. I just translated some words for myself. Time management was one, interaction. Yeah, I guess time management means that it, the person that wrote time management, could just give me a feedback what you mean by that?
Po. Unë. Ka një gjuhën, po. Rudina.
Po. Rudina, and she is now giving her.
Okay.
I was a presenter, in fact. But from my group, I received some kind of feedback on how to manage time about the sections that are part of the script. So besides the script itself, when we build and develop the script, we need to keep in mind the available time that we have within a class. Okay, so we need to be careful with time manager. This is the idea for each of the sections, each of the steps. This was the idea behind that.
Okay, so we will. I think we'll translate this for the next coaching session, and then ask some questions also, because we want to know more about what you have learned and what you think it's important and what you could take away. Okay, but now let's continue with our presentation. So as promised, we want to show you a tool that we use. Also, we use it for clients of ours. It's called Articulate Rise, and it's a tool that allows you to really easily create e-learning modules. Just to be transparent, our company, we have nothing to do with Articulate Rise. It's not that we make any money if we show you this. It's just we found that it's a tool that's just very easy to use, and that's what usually people that create content, that's what they need. So I'll give the word to Tino for the beginning, so he can show you how you can sign up for a free trial version, and so you can actually use it.
Okay, thanks, Phil. Maybe if I quickly can share the screen, I'm gonna just quickly walk you through the login or the sign up process. Just because, I mean, the sign up process then at the end is pretty intuitive, so it shouldn't make any problems. Just the start is a little bit challenge, because they have 2 kind of products, and one is called just Rise, and the other one Articulate Rise 360. Quickly show you that. So here we go. You're going to see the link in the presentation as well. Quickly put it in the chat as well, so you've got the link already. This is the best way to start, so you get the right in the right product anyway if you go through this link. Then you see we talk about this one here, Rise 360, and if you're new to it, you just click on sign in, and then you get to the sign in login, and then you can start like a free trial. And then it's pretty much asks you to get an email. There you go, all the usual stuff. Okay, and then I can just enter all those things that they ask you to, and then I'm gonna activate it. Okay, now I'm just quickly go over to my email. You're not gonna see that, but there's just a link that just came up, and I just have to verify it, as you probably used to do with all the other tools as well. And now I should be able to sign myself in. Here we go, and this is now you see that I'm signed in. And now what you can do is just kind of step into this Rise 360. And that is very weird right now. Quickly check because it's incognito. Sorry, I have like different, like four different accounts, and that's why that's a little bit a problem. I have like 3 test trials at the same time right now, and that's why it's making a little bit. But otherwise, all right, Phil, maybe, do you have it open already, the Rise? Because yes, that's where I usually would get, but somehow, because I have 2 accounts going, it kind of doesn't, it always stops me from going on. Do you mind to take over from the?
No, it's fine. Just a second. Open it.
Oh, now it's working otherwise.
Okay. Okay, so once you have logged into Rise, what you see is all your they call it courses, but it's pretty much it's just an e-learning module, and I'm gonna open mine so you can see what it looks like. If I click on it. Okay, so here you have my course. I called it Ohm's Law. That's what you saw in my script. And here I have different sections of my e-learning module. So the whole structure thing is a bit not complicated, but can be confusing in Rise, because what you can do you can really display, or you can create the whole course with, you know, stuff that you do in classroom, things they have to do at home, so self-paced learning, and then, you know, they come back to class, so that you can have all of this within a course. In my case, I've just created a purely e-learning module, so self-learning module that they do at home. But just to show you what I mean, I made a little structure for you. So here at the end, you have like homework for the next class, which I have to do, lessons, and then this is group work. So this could be in class, and then in the next class you could add more topics. But you know, you will figure it out when you play with it. But just to show you, there are different use cases on how you can use some like a tool like this. The way I use it here, it's purely an e-learning module, and I'll show you what it looks like right now. And then I'll go through certain features so you get a feeling on how easy it is to develop content or add content to it. So this is the screen the users will see when they open it. And this whole course can be implemented, for example, within Moodle. So we tested this together with Orland today, and it works well. So there's no issue with it. So the learner just clicks Start Course, and then the lesson pretty much starts. You can see here on the left, he always has an orientation on where he is in the whole lesson. Ignore the last two here. That's just to show you the structure. That's what I showed you just a minute ago. So what the learner does, he pretty much goes through this, and then here goes to the next lesson. And you know, this is pretty much the script that I have developed, brought into this form. And you see here, images are displaying. There's still a lot of text, and there's some like the memory cards I showed you before. And here is a quiz. So I could start a quiz. Let's just briefly show you. And here is the feedback I've added to give more context and information to the learner. Next question. Oh, I think no, this is wrong. Okay, this should be correct. Let's just make a mistake so you can see. So I missed one answer, but I mean, it doesn't matter whether I answered it correctly or incorrectly. The important thing is that the learner gets a feedback and an explanation why he was right or wrong. And then, I just added 2 questions. So I failed this quiz because I only achieved 50%, and the settings were, I think, at 80. Yeah, I need 80% to pass. I'll show you how you can change this. And now I can either try again or now go to the next section. And for now, there's just, you know, it's just text where I tell them, okay, please bring along a summary to the next class where you write down what you have learned in this lesson. You know, was there anything surprising, and how would you like to use this knowledge in the future, or maybe how can you use this in your job maybe. So this is what it looks like, and now I'm going to show you actually how to add content to this. And for this, let's just go back here. I will try to share my desktop with you so you can see my Word file at the same time. So here's the Word file. Okay. And you see here, especially this section here, where I develop my content in red, I've always referenced where I want to have media. So let's go there and just add media. So I already have this one picture, but I've showed you the animated GIF before that I want to add here to show the flow of water. So what I do is I simply click on edit in the top right corner. I want to edit this part. Okay. So I see the content here, and now you see those blocks. Like every time I hover over a section, you have a little edit button that pops up, and the plus sign to add more content. So here I want to edit this. You see here on the left hand, you have more options. So I prepared something to have three images here, but you have different options on how you want to display images. Yeah. So I go for this one, and now I edit it. And okay, I add a new image, so I can just upload the image, and I think it's this GIF file. It uploads. Okay, and then a third one to make the link to the actual electric current. Okay, so this is much better. And now here I can also, change my text right here. Don't have to click the edit button, but maybe here I give more explanation. Electric diagram. The pump is being replaced by the battery. Thanks to the pump. Yeah, I didn't really think this through, but this just to give some help to the learner first on how the circuit is moving, and then make the transfer to the electric diagram, where the the pump becomes the battery, and you're gonna have current flowing through here. So this is how I want to develop the content. And now for the memory cards that I have in my script, I think it's yeah. So I want to have memory cards, and in the front, the unit and how it's abbreviated. So I've already prepared this. So we have voltage V is measured in volts, W current is measured in ampere, A resistance is measured in ohm with this symbol. And if the student clicks on it, so he gets an image that would show. So voltage is actually what is present in a battery. And then here, there's just a placeholder image here too. So I have to add those two images. So it's always the same principle. You click on edit, and you see I have my three images here, including the text in the front. So I've done the first one already. My second card, I have the text on the front, but I'm missing the image. So I add this image from my computer. Okay, and this one. Resistance. Okay. Okay, I can make the images a bit bigger if I want to. Okay, now I think it's a bit too big, so I just leave it like this. Okay. Now let's say I want to add some new content below this. So at the very bottom, you always have this list with the, you know, I think the most used items. So you have just text, lists, images, videos, process, which can help you visualize a process. You have flashcards. Those are the ones I just used. And you have some sort of drag and drop questions and labeled graphics. Maybe I can show you this one. So I want to add this labeled graphics here. So you see there's just a placeholder image in here. Now I want to change the image. I click on the edit button, yes, and then there below the image I can switch the image. So what's very useful if you develop something in here and you know I want to have some sort of image here, but I don't have the media yet. So there's an image library that's connected to it, and I can just search for any term. Yeah, let's just take, I don't know. Yeah, just take this one. Okay, and now I can place those little signs on the spots on the image that I want to add some text, so you know the learner can discover within an image. So this one here, there's just placeholder text. You obviously would, you know, add something meaningful, not like me. Okay, and you can add more of these markers if you want by just clicking on the image. But let's not do this. Okay, well, I'm just going to preview it so you see what it actually looks like for the learner. Preview it. So I go down. You see here the 3 images I have added. The memory cards, they all display something in the back. Now here is my very large image where the learner, you know, can hover and click on areas on the image that you think are interesting, and to, you know, explore this image and give some more information. Let's go back to edit mode. Okay. So those are I think the most commonly used, but you have tons of more options. It's a bit too many options to my taste, but you know it's good to have options, but maybe not too much. If you click on all blocks, you're going to have all the elements that you can use within a module. So starting with text, you have different kinds of text, so just regular paragraphs with titles, with subtitles, only titles, only subtitles, 2-column layouts, tables, and then different types of quotes if you want to use quotes within your module, or statements. Sorry, quotes are the next part where you can add images to a quote. And lists, you know, first, second, third, checkboxes, and regular bullet lists, as you know. Many options of images, image with text. It's pretty similar to PowerPoint. And then, of course, all sorts of galleries where you can display images. Multimedia, so you can upload just audio that you have recorded, and you can record the video directly in the tool. So I think I just added this one here, and I think, no, yeah, you can click start recording, and then you can pretty much record your voice right within here, so you don't have to use a different tool to record audio. And then video, either you upload video or you embed it from, you know, Vimeo or YouTube. You can attach any sorts of file for them to download. So if you have a PowerPoint or a PDF for them to read, you can add it too. And for people who work in ICT, you can also add code snippets that they can use. Then you have many interactive elements. I'm not going to go through through these, but you should check them out. So the one that I showed you right now is this exploratory image where they can go over the image and explore. Process, which is pretty much, I'll show you this one. They scroll through a process, and you can add images, all sorts like this. I think you have something pretty similar within Moodle. I think they have something like this too. Okay, then what else? Knowledge check. So you can, the quiz that you saw before is a quiz that they get feedback on how they did over the whole quiz, and I can define how many percentage that they need to have answered correct in order to continue also. And this one here, it's just to test their knowledge, where it's, you know, it doesn't matter whether it's right or wrong. There are no targets they have to reach. It's just right or wrong, and they get a feedback. And here you have different kinds of questions like multiple choice, multiple response, fill in the blanks, and drag and drop. So match one element to the other. You can add charts, and dividers is just to divide visually contents. I have used this one mostly here. You see it, yeah, you see it here. So first section, second section, yeah. But this is pretty much just visual work. And yeah, those are, you can create templates, so you don't have to start over again. So you can start once you have developed a template for, let's say, an e-learning module, you can save it as a template, and you can just use this template again, so you don't have to create the whole structure again. So let me just go back to the presentation. So yeah, this is just on this slide, on those two slides, you just see the first steps to sign up for Articulate Rise, and we'll send this to you. Yeah, this I showed you, the quiz I've showed you, and the types of questions that you have. And oh yeah, what I forgot is what to do with this. So either you can send, let's switch back again. Either you can send a link to your students so they can work through the module just over a link, or, and I think it's more useful in a scholarly context, you can export the whole thing to implement it, whether in Google Classroom or Moodle. So it can be tracked by the system. So what you do, you go in your course, Ohm's law, you click the export button, and now here you have several settings. And this depends on whatever you're going to use, but most of the time it's probably just LMS, and then you have to choose which SCORM version or other export format you want to choose. So for Moodle, we tested 1.2, and this works. And here now you can add, should the completion of the course be tracked by Moodle, or is only the quiz relevant? So they get a completion mark within Moodle. You can, the whole reporting, passed, incomplete, or complete, incomplete, all sorts of things you can add. You can add. So Moodle or any other LMS understands like what it should do with this course, and you just click export, and it downloads a zip file that you then import into your learning management system. If somebody doesn't have a learning management system, you can also export a web format. So what this does, this just creates HTML5 web container that you can upload to a web server and then send out the link to your students. But of course, you don't have the tracking that you would have within an LMS if you just use a web export. So I think for most of you, the LMS export is the interesting part. So I know this was a bit quick. Maybe it looks easy. Once you understand how to work within a structure of a course, it actually is pretty easy. Let me just delete some of the things here. Just to show you. Okay. So like this. So you always start here in the structure of your lesson or course or whatever you want to call it, and group assignment. Okay. You hit enter, and then you get this button, add content, and then nothing happens. Oh yeah, and now here you can always choose, is it going to be a lesson, like content that you saw before to add, or is it going to be a quiz that must be tracked, completion or incomplete? So most of the time, of course, it's going to be this one. And here you start building your content. So let's start with text and title. And if you want to edit the text that you have added, you can also just highlight it with your mouse, and then you have several options. So you can strike through, add a hyperlink. Yeah, and then you just keep building your script. When I develop when I put my script in here, I always make sure that I have my Word file open next to it, so I can just copy and paste the text content. I think you've seen before. If I go to my Finder, so I always have a folder where I have all the media that I have produced, so I can just add it into Articulate Rise. If you're working on a big module, it probably makes sense to have a more meaningful way to name those those files, because already now I get a bit confused if, you know, water circuit 1, water circuit 2, water circuit 3, water no pump, what is that, current, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, take time to find the system so you can recognize your media once you've developed it. So it helps you speed up the process in actually creating it in Articulate Rise. So you always know where you are. Okay, so we encourage you to check it out. I think the link is in the chat. You know, put it there, I think. And we, for the dates, for the next dates, we're going to talk to Sidita about it. But we aim to have the next coaching session this Thursday in a week, the 25th, because we, you know, this is going to take some time to get into, and we would like you to sign up for Articulate Rise, the trial version, and then develop your script, or try to develop your script within Articulate Rise. In the next coaching session, we will try to answer questions regarding developing your module within Rise. And we will also introduce a method on how you can test content before you actually publish it to your students. Like, you know, what are the best methods to test content? How can you, do you need a questionnaire, or how can you do this? Then it's still in discussion with Sidita, but we'd like to have the last webinar on the 30th of June, and the goal would be that every group has a Rise module that they can present to the whole group. That's the goal. And in the meantime, please leave any unanswered questions in the Padlet that is there. Tino, maybe can you post the link in the chat? And we would also like you to leave us a feedback, you know, like how was this course for you? Was it too easy? Was it too hard? Probably not, because you seem to be like an advanced group. But, you know, give us feedback. It's also important to us to hear from you. But this is only needs to be done until the next webinar session. We will communicate the next coaching session to you by email once we've discussed it with Sidita. So if there are no more questions right now, that was it for today. Thank you very much for your attention, and we're looking forward to see you in the next coaching session.
Thank you too, guys.
I didn't hear it.
You guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Shame.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
See you. Have a nice day.
Bye, Mary.
So, hello.
Hey, Sidita. Oh, wait.
Oh, wait, I'll stop the recording and